Welcome to the Bodaciously Awesome Family Show. Bodaciously Awesome Family Show. The only show dedicated to helping parents maximize their kids' experiences and for kids to reap the fun. Here are your hosts, the Bodacious family, Adam, Anthony, and Zachary.
That's just weird. That's a whole nother level of weird. And that's saying something because it's you. Wow. Still doing it.
Welcome back to Bodaciously Awesome Family.
Nope, not answering.
Show. This is what happens when we do the show in the morning and I have yet to drink coffee. Like, this is natural me.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, like coffee actually subdues me.
Well, I think we can just skip this week.
No. I know, like, people are like, man, you should probably tone down the coffee. I'm like, no, that's actually what keeps me grounded. It's like, you know,
which is terrifying, because it's you.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is scary.
Well, welcome back to Bodaciously Awesome Family
Show!
Or, today, welcome back to Bodaciously Awesome Football
Show!
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little football today, because last week was the NFL halfway point, and we did not talk about it at all.
No, we didn't.
Correct. Correct answer. That is listening power by Anthony.
Yes.
Fantastically done. So we thought we'd do one this week and kind of do our mid-season awards, our 50-yard line award show.
No.
I just made that up. Can you tell?
Well, really, it's like the 45-yard line, and yes, I could tell.
It's a 45-yard line, so we're a week late?
Yeah.
That's more like the 43 then, right?
No.
Or 43 and a half?
Don't make it to scale.
But how do I get to the end zone, man? We gotta get to the red zone.
No.
Okay. All right. Are we in field goal range?
I don't think so. Not yet. Well, hold on. Wait.
No, one guy kicked like 60-yarder earlier, right?
Yeah, hold on. So, like, a 45-yard field goal would be a 62-yarder. So, no, we're not.
Wasn't there some guy who kicked a 62-yarder this year?
No, but they did attempt a 67.
But who's... Yeah, that was dumb. But didn't someone kick like a really, really long field goal to tie a game or to end it at the end of the game? Like, early on. I can't remember.
Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. I don't remember.
See, I gotta throw random questions at you that you have no hope of answering to try to make myself feel smarter.
Because you're not?
Again, the coffee has to kick in.
Haha, you're just not good at football.
I mean, well, I did move into 7th place in our fantasy league.
Yeah, I'm still in front of you, though.
But I moved into 7th. I'm now back in the playoffs, baby!
Congratulations.
I know, right? All right. So, first of all, remember people can always find us on everywhere you find your podcasts.
They can find us on everywhere?
Yeah, there should be a podcast platform called Everywhere. Someone should get on that. Okay, Spotify, get on that.
Yeah, come on, Spotify.
Yeah. They're buying everything else. They should create that. We should create it, and then they can buy it from us for $250 million.
I like this idea. Okay, so let me just take a note of that really quick.
Yeah, they just bought some like ad platform for their podcast platform that they've spent lots of money on. Make
podcasting network called Everywhere.
Well, he really is taking a note of it. That's the funny part. He has no idea what even any of those words mean. Yep. So you can find us, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Again, we've been launched on the largest platform in India and in France. So
look at us.
I know. I mean, so
are we in French?
I don't know if it's dubbed or not. Could you imagine what our voices dubbed sound like? You imagine some guy
baguette.
Some guy's trying to like do me right now. He's like, oh da da. That was my really bad me in the morning plus my really bad French accent all at once.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was, and I hope that guy does well. His name, in my perfect world, his name is Jacques.
Jacques Pierre?
No, just Jacques.
Okay.
And no last name. All right, that's not what we're talking about at all. Anyway, Zachary has the night off.
You are loopy when you don't have enough coffee, huh?
I'm telling you, and Zachary has the night off. We thought he'd be the loopy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in another room watching YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of YouTube and speaking of football, you have also started a YouTube football show with a couple of your friends.
I have started a YouTube football show with a couple of my friends.
And so you kind of you all split it up. And I would say you're kind of like the main anchor, but everyone's kind of pitches in. What is the name of that show so the people on this show can watch that show if they want to watch both shows?
It's called DATS Sports.
DATS Sports.
DATS Sports.
DATS Ports.
Sports.
So there's two S's.
Yes.
I mean, together.
There's a space.
Okay, so it's DATS space SPORTS. There's a lot of S's, really.
Yes.
But not all in a row.
Yes. Wow, you're so smart.
All right, so DATS Sports. You should look that up too, because your insight on that actually of all three of you, but your insight on that is actually really good.
It's a pretty good show.
I've actually been kind of surprised sometimes watching it that and you don't just cover football, well, because your other friends watch more than just football, so they help you cover other things.
Yeah.
You obviously weigh in more on the football than the other things. Because I remember at one point you all talked hockey, and you're like, I think there's a puck.
Yeah.
And that was like your entire weigh in there for you personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show is pretty good. So DATS Sports on the tube, as the kids call it.
What do you think about it? We're basically First Take.
Yeah, it's very similar, actually. Yes.
Quality.
But without a real moderator who's actually directed any questions. But yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
I'm a moderator, somewhat.
I'll be your moderator asking questions.
No.
Okay. So to get to our mid-season NFL awards, Anthony,
5 minutes later,
we'll start easy.
Okay.
Mid-season MVP.
Now, this would be easy in any other year, but this year there's like 3 different quarterbacks, because nobody else can win MVP, let's be serious. So there's 3 quarterbacks putting up great numbers, and it's kind of, I'm doing my hand like this.
I see. It's like you're bouncing a basketball, but it's almost like the weird like Donald Trump accordion left to right, but you're going up to down and just with one hand. It's very strange.
It's a vertical accordion. Yeah. So there's 3 quarterbacks that you could pick: Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. But I think, personally, for me, the best choice is most valuable player. Not who has the best numbers, but most valuable player. And that would be Aaron Rodgers, because he has the second best numbers out of those 3, and by far the least weapons. So Aaron Rodgers is my choice for MVP. And that's only slightly biased.
I would say it's a very biased choice, but it's not necessarily wrong.
I mean, like, Patrick Mahomes has 24 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Which, by the way, say that again, because that is insane.
Yes, it is. And Aaron Rodgers has 23 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
That's also insane, but slightly less.
It's pretty insane. They're both pretty insane. So, like, yeah. So it's pretty much a toss-up between those 2.
Okay.
I'd say.
And again, in any other year, I would say stop being so biased towards Aaron Rodgers. But I do agree. And actually, I also agree with the word valuable in there, because I actually, like, it's not the best player. And I don't think it should be at any rate.
No,
and it's not called the best player award. And so there's been many years, where you're like, I would look at, again, to be biased, Drew Brees' numbers and say, okay, if Brees wasn't on the Saints, that team would have been awful. But he really elevated the team and made it a lot better in various years, not this year,
yeah.
right? And I do agree, though. I think that Aaron Rodgers is definitely in that position this year because his weapons are okay.
Well, Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league, and then...
Well, yeah, but he was out a couple games.
Yeah, and he was out a couple games, and he still put up great numbers.
Right. Now, going forward, I do believe Aaron's task is easier because Devontae Adams is back.
Because he's the best wide receiver in the league.
Absolutely, he's great.
And it's not really close.
Yeah, I mean, he is fantastic. But yeah, if you look at, like Russell, I mean, he has other problems within Seattle.
But he still has DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. Even that defense isn't as bad as people say it is. It's still horrible. But it's not, people are like, oh, it's the worst in the league. It's not. They still have Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, a bunch of other people that aren't as good, but they're still there.
But here's the thing with Russell Wilson. I think that the other 2, and maybe Holmes has to face too, but, and this is going to sound weird.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is like an Adam theory here.
Oh goodness.
So, given the year of COVID.
Oh goodness.
And there's no people in the stadiums. There's no fans in the stadiums, right? Or very, very few.
Yep.
Okay. And historically, Seattle is one of the harder places to play, and it's very loud. And you get and you get the advantage, right?
Okay, honestly, that's a good point for all 3 of them.
No, because in Green Bay, the fans are just too cold to cheer.
No.
And I mean, they're basically just frozen blocks of cheese. Have you ever tried to eat a frozen block of cheese?
Here's where I'm going to disagree.
Whoa. Have you tried to eat a frozen block of cheese?
Is that what's really important right now?
I noticed how you refuse to answer the question.
No.
No, you have not tried to eat a frozen block of cheese. It's very difficult.
Have you tried to eat a frozen block of cheese?
Have you met me?
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so, and shout out to my very first college roommate, Mark, who brought back some cheese curds from Wisconsin, all frozen. Okay. We had to wait for them to thaw.
I'm done with it.
Okay,
No.
and then in Kansas City, similar, right? But it's also very windy in Kansas City, and the wind just whips through there, and you can't really hear the crowd because of the wind.
Those 3 stadiums, 3 of those 4 stadiums are the loudest stadiums in the NFL. Seattle's first, okay?
Okay, so we're good. So Seattle's. So am I saying that in a COVID
but the other
year,
two are top 5.
I'm just saying in a COVID year, Russell has to make up for that as well.
But so do the other two.
Frozen cheese.
No. Hold on.
Okay, so all right. So my next question around the MVP is, so I still agree with you on the Aaron Rodgers part, but let's talk about Mahomes. Okay, so if we take out the valuable as valuable, we take in valuable as best. Oh, well, he's showing.
I just like to point out the top 3 things that point up. All right, Kansas City's first.
He has Googled loudest stadium NFL, by the way.
A CenturyLink, which is Seattle's second, and Lambeau's third.
Frozen cheese. So it's only early on in the season. It's higher because it's not frozen yet. So
you're wrong.
If we take out the term valuable, using the term best, does that change your opinion?
Oh, it's Mahomes, 100%.
Okay, so you think Mahomes is still the best player, but you do think that at the current pace, Rodgers is coming in the most valuable.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to tweak this here a little bit. Let's say by the end of the year, not that this I think is actually plausible, but just work with me here. Let's say that one of those teams does not finish top of their division.
Okay.
Do that quarterback still get that elevation?
Well, that's not going to happen. So
I think the odds are very low. I mean, I guess maybe it's possible in Seattle's case, but I doubt it.
Seattle's case is definitely possible because Arizona now has the tiebreaker and they're only 1.5 games back or something like that. So in Seattle's case, it's definitely possible.
I mean, I guess we always can say that Detroit can come up. Could have been saying with a straight face.
That was good. Or the Bears.
I mean, hey, maybe. I think the Bears, honestly, should just not play with the quarterback.
Yeah.
Can they just put in an extra running back?
No, they should just play with their puncher. Their quarterback.
I don't see. Honestly, at this point, just throw in an extra running back and do a wildcat all the time.
Yeah. I honestly, I'd be interested to see how that works.
Yeah, or throw in an extra blocker. See what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
It can't be worse.
I mean, Nick Foles, as great as he is, and Mr. Trubisky, as fantastic as he is, I mean, they're both playing horrible this year, which is shocking.
It is.
No one saw that coming.
Actually, so let's say they actually just throw in an extra offensive lineman.
Okay.
Right. So and then they can. I'm sure that somewhere they have someone who can at least, as a running back or as a wide receiver, who can throw the ball 5 yards.
Yeah, okay, so hold on.
Now we're screen passes and running game.
Now we're having this dumb conversation. Okay, so, if they had an extra lineman on the field, what would that look like? Okay, so there'd be
big guy.
There'd be no pass rush, right? Or they would have to blitz a lot of people to get any pressure at all. So you'd have all day to throw. Is that legal?
I have no idea, but it sounds amazing.
Okay, yeah, because technically you can have a tight end block, and that's basically another lineman. So I guess that could work.
So an extra lineman, throw an extra tight end in.
And they have 9 on their roster. This is their plan.
I was like, didn't we talk about the Bears early on and how they had an entire team worth of tight ends?
They had 10 tight ends on their roster to start the season. 10.
Dang it, someone's got. I'm going to tag Matt Nagy in this.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay, so back to our midseason awards. So that's our midseason award. I guess we're going to say for the midseason adjustment award, the Bears should take out their quarterback and put in either an extra offensive lineman or an extra blocking tight end.
Yes.
And it can't be worse.
Right. Exactly.
And they should try it when they play Detroit, because again, they're going to win anyway. At least might as well then try it there.
Or when they play the Jets, if they ever play the Jets. Holy cow, the Jets are terrible.
Okay, so let's go to the midseason award of the worst team in football.
I think the Jets might be the worst team in football ever. Not just this year, but ever. They're starting Joe Flacco now.
I saw that.
Maybe
they're doing that to kind of preserve what's his name from getting hurt or getting hit all the time.
Darnold, yeah.
Yeah, him, whatever.
Yeah. They're starting 35-year-old Joe Flacco.
I mean, you can't really throw ages out anymore, given you have the Bucs starting 42-year-old Brady and the Saints starting 41-year-old Brees.
That's true.
And I think Indianapolis has 70-year-old Rivers.
I don't think he's that young.
And somewhere out there, Frank Gore is 102 and still getting 102 yards a game. So
yeah, Frank Gore is insane.
Yeah, I mean I can't even knock it. He's still it's not like
Grandpa Gore.
Grandpa Gore.
Grandpa Gore
Yeah, it's not like Adrian Peterson, who like had like a 100-yard game to start the season and then has had like 1-yard games since.
Yeah. What is he like still alive?
Yeah, Peter. Yeah.
Did he die by a hit? Like, because I haven't seen him.
He hasn't been doing very well.
Well, he's on Detroit. So.
All right, so do you think that the Jets are worse than the current version of the Cowboys?
Yes.
Wow.
I do.
Because the current version of the Cowboys again,
almost beat the Steelers.
Yeah, that's true. But again, we're back to our, they're on their like 8th string quarterback. Again,
it's the 4th.
They should try to really put in an extra offensive lineman maybe.
Well, they don't have any because all their offensive linemen are hurt.
Oh.
I really think they only have like 5 active offensive linemen right now.
And McCarthy isn't as creative as I am.
No.
Nagy. Hashtag Nagy.
Good job the Packers got rid of him. Because that looks like it's looking like a great move.
I mean, every once in a while you look at that coach-quarterback combination or the success of a team, no matter who it is, and you wonder, is it the coach or the quarterback or how? Like, even now in the Brady-Belichick debate, that won't be solved this year. I mean, the Patriots were a decimated team in terms of people that left. And
there's like 9 people that left for COVID reasons. And...
Yeah. So, like, even though right now it seems lopsided that that Brady seemed you can say, oh, look, he carried the Patriots.
He got another great coach too in Bruce Arians. So.
Correct. Also true. Yeah, and Belichick's gotten a cupboard full of broken teacups or something.
So like Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay where he gets like a mansion, and Bill Belichick's house basically got blown up and now he's living in his bathroom.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I I'm saying you can't really tell. On the Green Bay side, however, right, we have obviously, Rodgers still doing very well with a very unproven new coach, although now a couple of years into it, he seems solid. Whereas, and I won't even make a floor joke, whereas McCarthy was given a really solid team in Dallas.
Oh, very solid team.
And I mean, talk about a regression. Like it's been bad.
So like the point I'd like to make is this year's Cowboys, if Dak had not gotten hurt, would have been like last year's Cleveland Browns, right? Where they had all these weapons and this great defense, except the defense wasn't as good as we thought because they have no secondary and they have no offensive line, so they can't actually get anything going.
I'm well down with that. Okay, so we then recap then. So worst team, the Jets. Worst regression, maybe the Cowboys in terms of promise, and then we call it the Browns Award.
Thinking. Yep, definitely.
And then okay, so is worst coach Adam Gase or Mike McCarthy?
Adam Gase, and it's not really close.
Not even close.
Not even close. Or actually, if we're going like worst coach, worst front office person, it's Bill O'Brien. Again, not even close.
Oh, sure. I mean, you can't trade away everything. Like, I don't understand those rules. Well, everything that he did at the beginning of the season, it's like, as a theoretical GM, to trade off all of his weapons and be like, don't worry, we got this, guys. Like, he's like, honestly, it seemed like he was trying to get fired.
I think he was.
I mean, honestly, it makes the most sense that he was like, you know what? If I get fired, I can collect this paycheck and not have to work. Like, that's the moves that he made are the only thing that makes sense.
Bye, DeAndre Hopkins. See ya.
Like, he traded DeAndre Hopkins for his own pink slip, and I think that makes sense.
Yeah. At some point, I'm sure he was thinking, okay, what can I do? J.J. Watt for 3 coffee creamers? That's probably fair.
I would do that. I would take that. I got 3. We have all 3 old coffee creamers. So I can do that trade.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that.
All right. So is there a best coach award?
Best coach of the year is 100% Kevin Stefanski for the Cleveland Browns.
That's actually probably a solid point. The Browns have been a historic dumpster fire and are looking pretty solid. Again, they have weapons. They had, like last year, the hype was too much, right? Like, oh, we're going to go to the playoffs. Or the Super Bowl. You're not. They're
a solid wild card team.
Yeah, I think right now they are, and they've actually gelled pretty well.
Yeah, and once they get Nick Chubb back, they'll be good again. Because they finally figured out who they are, and then their main piece of who they are got hurt.
That's right. And then is there a most surprising who's most surprising, whether team or player or most surprising positive move? If O'Brien trading DeAndre Hopkins was the most surprising negative move, what's the most surprising positive thing?
Definitely the Steelers going undefeated.
Steelers undefeated is pretty impressive.
Because I wasn't sure about Ben or even just you can just go Chase Claypool being amazing because everyone's like, okay, whatever, he's a second round, he'll be a number 2, number 3 wide receiver, whatever, and then he's like, nope. And then he's like, I'm from Canada. And he goes, boom, and then he catches a bunch of passes.
Yeah, frozen cheese right there.
No, he's not. Are you going to disagree with Google, Dad?
Always.
Google knows all.
You know, there's this movie called The Computer That Wore Tennis Shoes, and there's a remake of The Computer That Wore Tennis Shoes. And in the second one, basically, the kid gets Google injected into his head, and he starts missing trivia answers. And that's how they figure him out, because he was like using Wikipedia from Google. There you go. Boom. Knowledge.
It's right there. It's number 3.
Yeah, we're the only family podcast doing a football show that just dropped 2 Computer That Wore Tennis Shoes comments.
Oh, wow. Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, right. That's my flex play of the week.
Wow. Nope, that's not what I meant at all.
Oh, okay. All right, is there anything else we want to say about this NFL season? We're at the 20-minute mark. Is there anything else, any good things, bad things beyond that you want to make sure you pop in here?
Packers are going to the Super Bowl.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, then last question, real quick. Who are your picks for the 2 Super Bowl teams?
Okay, do you want me to be serious, or do you want me to be Packers going to the Super Bowl?
Let's do a real one. So when I go back in 2 months, I can point this out to you.
Okay, so in all honesty, it's probably going to be, honestly, I think the Packers are the actual choice. I'm going to stick with the Packers. I think they are the actual choice. And then for the AFC, I'll go with the Chiefs. Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes.
I don't hate that matchup. I think the Chiefs are the obvious choice. I mean, there's no question there, really.
That's Steelers. Well, it was and even the Ravens.
Okay, I don't. The Ravens have seemed to regress a hair. I don't think they've gelled well in the COVID year. Steelers, I'm waiting for the collapse. Like, not a collapse. I'm waiting for the fallback. Right now, they look great. I think that in a playoff run, I think the Chiefs can steamroll.
Okay.
And on the other side of the field, I do think the Packers are the best choice right now. Although
the NFC is full of question marks.
It is, because even though they got absolutely decimated Sunday night, I am still curious at how much the Bucs will develop.
Yeah.
Because I still think that is a work in progress.
And even forgot about Seattle too. Like and Arizona and the Rams. I mean, there's so many just like maybe they could.
Yeah, but they won't. All right. Any other questions we got for today?
No other. Oh, Zach's not here.
There's one thing we gotta say before we go. Bye.
Frozen cheese.